Hello and welcome to Creating Invoices. Creating invoices has never been easier. In this video we will take you through the basics of creating invoices using this new tool. Let's get started, shall we? This tool has been designed with the merchant in mind. The invoice page has been designed to be ultra simple and straightforward. One of the best features of this invoice is that you will never have to leave the invoice page to add any surrounding detail. Everything can be added from this single interface. First, I would like to skip ahead for a moment and show you how fast it actually is to create and print an invoice once you have all of your customer and inventory information entered into the system. Select the customer. Select an item. Enter a quantity. Select another item perhaps. Enter the quantity for that. Choose a payment type. Press Pay Now. Enter the amount tendered. The change due to the customer will appear, and press Done. It is that simple. You can now preview and print your invoice by pressing the Print button. You can also print a hard copy of your document by pressing the print icon in the top left-hand corner of the pop-up window. Now let's have a closer look around the invoice. Just like the other main pages of the site, you will see that there is a group of tabs located at the top of each section. Let's have a closer look at these. Summary. This page lets you interact with your invoices from a summary type view. Here you can edit, print, and search for invoices. Detail. This will open a detailed view of your invoice that you can page through, as well as edit and print. Reports. Here you can run simple reports and filters using all of your entered invoices. And the New tab. Let's look a little closer at how to actually create an invoice. The date on the invoice form defaults to today's date. If you need to modify the date of the invoice, simply click on the data changer icon and choose a new date. Next, you can choose a customer name from the drop-down list. If you need to add a new customer, you can do this right from here by selecting Add New in the drop-down. This will open a very simple form for you to add the customer information to your data store. Once this is completed, you will see all of the information that you entered appear on the invoice. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Next, if you need to select a different employee, choose one. If they're not in the list, you can add this new employee from here as well by selecting Add New. Select an item, and the description and price will appear automatically. If it is not in the list, you can create it directly from here by selecting Add New and filling in the required information. Next, enter a quantity, repeat the steps if you need to include additional items to the invoice. If more space is required to add items, press New Line. An additional line will appear. You can also press Delete if you need to remove an item or delete a line. Next, select the payment type. You can set up additional payment types in the administration pages under My Preferences. After selecting a payment type, the Pay Now button will appear. Press the Pay Now button and you'll be brought to the Pay Now calculator. Here you will enter how much the customer gave you, and it will calculate how much change to return to the customer. The change due appears. Pressing Done will take you back to the invoice. You can now preview and print your invoice by pressing the Print button.